Everyone, welcome back to my series on Dune Messiah. I'm reading through the entire book in preparation for the Dune 3 movie, which is coming out in December of 2026. I'm very excited about the movie. I thought the first two were really good. It actually inspired me to do a series on Dune Book 1, which the first two movies were based on. And if you would like to check that out, there is a link in the description, and I go through each chapter one by one, share a summary, share some of my thoughts on it. And that's actually exactly what I'm going to be doing for Dune Messiah. I will note that the movie allegedly is based on this book. So if you watch these videos as I go through Messiah chapter by chapter, you're very likely going to get spoilers. So if that's something you're not interested in, you've been warned. Otherwise, looking forward to reading this with you. As a reminder, I'm a sci fantasy author. That's essentially the genre of Dune. So if you like Dune, there's a good chance you might like my Song of Immaru series. If you would like to learn more, head over to my website, www.pjdudek.com. You could sign up for my monthly newsletter, learn a little bit more about me and my books. And yeah, hope to see you over there. Also, if you're enjoying this series, I'd ask you to subscribe, drop a comment, share your thoughts on Dune Messiah or anything within the Dune universe. Are you excited about the movie? Eager to hear your thoughts. Now on to the reason you're here. We are moving into Messiah chapter 2. So we're moving away from the narration of Bronzo of Ix, and thank you for the person who commented to clarify how that was pronounced, but apparently it is Ix. And we're now in the point of view of Skytail. And Skytail is from a planet called, and I got to look at this, Tleilaxu. And I had to Google that one to see how to pronounce it because it starts with a T, then has an L, there's an X in there, so it's pretty interesting. But Tleilaxu is a planet of humans that are biologically engineered to be able to essentially shapeshift. They also can create golas, which are resurrected corpses of that they can train to do their bidding. So this is a very interesting people group. So Skytail is kicking off a conspiracy of sorts against Paul, who's now considered the emperor of the Dune universe. As a reminder, Paul is married to Princess Irulan. She was the daughter of the old emperor, and he married her to essentially gain some additional clout. So along with Skytail, we have the Reverend Mother, Gaius Helen Mohaim. We also have Irulan, the princess herself. And we have a fun character named Edric. And Edric is from the Guild. The Guild, again, that wasn't something that was heavily emphasized in the first movie. It was a much bigger part of book 1. But in book 2, we're already kicking things off with Edric kind of representing the Guild, and he's also part of this conspiracy. And he's another interesting character, alienish, essentially kind of like a fish person, and he's swimming around in this fish tank where the Reverend Mother and Skytail and Irulan are kind of just hanging out, talking. Essentially, the way this chapter plays out is Skytail convincing this group of people that they need to overthrow Paul, and the only way to do this effectively is through poison, but not conventional poison, mind poison. And the way he proposes to do this is to use Duncan Idaho, which we find out he has acquired the body of Duncan Idaho, who perished in book 1, and has resurrected him as a Gola and programmed him to be able to manipulate Paul, potentially his sister as well, Aaliyah. So there's a lot of dialogue, a lot of back and forth, a lot of philosophizing, which Frank Herbert, that's just a huge theme of his. He talks a lot about power, and power is the ultimate driver for people, or at least these people we're talking to now. And the goal is to get Duncan Idaho, who Paul has a tremendous respect for, really a close relationship to in book 1, to start messing with his mind and put him in a position that he can be overthrown. There's a whole lot more to the chapter than that. We get a little bit more of a glimpse into the Reverend Mother. She's involved in this conspiracy because Paul highly disrespected her, and she was tied to the emperor in the past, and she's lost power. Of course, the guild fellows there because his guild is now beholden to Paul because he controls Arrakis, which is Dune, and all the spice there, and they really need spice for their ships to work and for them to maintain control of the universe. Irulan is there because she in some ways seeks power too. She wants to be able to have a child that will eventually become the new emperor, and that's not going to happen with Paul because it's marriage in name only. So it's pretty cool how all these different characters have a particular angle, but it's all tied to power in regards to why they want to overthrow Paul. Skytail's a little bit more of the enigma here. His rationale, in some ways, almost seems to me like he just wants to see if he can do it. I'm really interested in his continued character development. It's also fascinating because he's a shapeshifter, and that's going to be fun to see play out as the story progresses. It's probably going to look really cool in the movie. So, yeah, at the end of this, they basically have updated Arulin on the plan, and it looks like she's probably going to buy in, and we'll have this group kicking off and trying to mess with Paul. Another thing, Herbert seems to always like to show us what the villain's plan is before he dives more into the classical story of Paul, a little more sequential. So the reader is well aware of what's about to happen. So it's a style choice. I think it definitely is consistent, works for Herbert. Hopefully in a few days I'll get another video out. Until then, take care.